Donald Trump and Elon Musk used to be on the same team, or at least that's how it looked. Their alliance took off like a SpaceX rocket, fast and flashy, but just like some of those early launches, it didn't stick the landing. On June 5th, it all came crashing down.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore.
The drama? Taxes. Specifically, Trump's huge tax bill. Over the past few days, Musk has been loudly criticizing it, even going as far as to suggest impeachment. Yep, Musk actually said Trump should be impeached. And that's not all. He also claimed Trump's name appears in the Epstein files. Those documents are linked to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and include guest lists and travel records that have fueled plenty of speculation and conspiracy theories. Trump, of course, didn't stay silent. He fired back on social media, saying he personally asked Musk to leave his White House role and hinted that it's time to start cutting off government support for Musk's companies. That's billions of dollars in subsidies and contracts at risk.
You know, it's not like I agree with everything the administration does.
But let's rewind a bit. This breakup didn't come out of nowhere. Over the past few months, there were already whispers of tension between Musk and Trump's team. In April, Musk said he'd be pulling back from his government role, and by May, he was openly slamming the White House's tax and budget plan, something called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Catchy name, right?
I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill because the bill is incredible.
Musk didn't hold back. He went on TV and laid it all out.
You know, I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
He also pointed out that the bill is over 1,000 pages long and packed with confusing clauses. Oh, and did we mention it also cuts electric vehicle subsidies? That's a big deal for Tesla.
I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm like, well, I don't want to, speak out against the administration, but I don't want to. I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
At first, Trump played it cool. He even admitted to reporters that he wasn't thrilled with parts of the bill either. And when Musk officially left the White House, Trump thanked him and said he was still part of the team. But behind the scenes, totally different story. Musk didn't just walk away quietly. He started speaking out against the bill more aggressively and even suggested lawmakers who supported it should be ashamed. On X, he called the bill a disgusting abomination. Strong words.
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words.
Then came Trump's clapback during a press conference with the German chancellor. He accused Musk of suddenly turning against the bill for selfish reasons, and even joked that Musk probably just missed the White House spotlight. Ouch.
Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk.
After that, things got even messier. Trump jumped on Truth Social to say he took away Musk's EV mandate and claimed that's why Musk went crazy. Meanwhile, Musk fired off more posts saying Trump wouldn't have won the election without his support and calling him ungrateful. Not exactly a friendly exchange. Behind the scenes, Trump was fuming, calling friends, saying Musk was a big-time drug addict. Reports say Trump's concern over Musk's ketamine use, which Musk has admitted for treating depression, helped push them further apart. Now, Trump's threatening to slash funding to SpaceX and Starlink, and Musk? He's threatening to pull a rocket used for ISS missions. Trump also warned Musk against funding Democrats, saying, if he funds Democrats to go against Republicans, there'll be consequences. Very serious consequences. Asked if he wanted to fix things with Musk, Trump didn't hesitate and said, no. Is it over? I would assume so, he replied. So there you have it. The bromance is officially dead, and this breakup might just leave a crater big enough to see from orbit. And Musk isn't the only former ally turning against Trump. He's just the latest in a growing list, which now includes another once loyal supporter, Joe Rogan, the guy with one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and someone who backed Trump during his 2024 campaign, has just called out Trump's latest deportation move. And he didn't hold back. Rogan has always been tough on immigration, especially when it comes to people with criminal records. He used to praise Trump for cracking down on gang members and violent offenders. But now, Rogan's drawing a line. In a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, he described the March deportation of over 200 Venezuelan migrants as horrific.
You got to get scared that people who are not criminals are getting, like, lassoed up and deported and sent to, like, El Salvador prisons.
And then he doubled down.
A human being being plucked out of nowhere and ending up in a country he's never been in a maximum security prison with gang members, seems like a bad thing to happen to me.
It's horrific. It's horrific.
So, what exactly happened? On March 15th, the Trump administration deported 261 Venezuelan migrants. 2 flights, one to Honduras, the other to El Salvador. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the numbers, saying that 137 of those people were deported under something called the Alien Enemies Act. That's a wartime law that lets the president deport citizens from countries seen as enemies. Now here's where it gets messy. The administration claimed that these 137 individuals were members of Tren de Aragua, a violent Venezuelan gang that U.S. officials recently labeled a terrorist organization. But not everyone's buying that. Outlets like the LA Times and Reuters have pushed back, reporting that many of those deported had no connection to the gang whatsoever.
If you're going to have 21 million people, and if we have to get a lot of them out because they're criminals, we're going to have to act fast. We can't. Do you think we can give 21 million trials?
One name in particular stood out to Rogan, Andre Jose Hernandez Romero. He's a 31-year-old Venezuelan makeup artist who was deported because of his tattoos. Yep, you heard that right, tattoos. Authorities assumed he was part of Tren de Aragua based on his ink, but his friends and family say those tattoos have nothing to do with gangs. They say it's actually a cultural tradition going back over 100 years, starting in 1917.
Again, that's bad for the cause. Like, the cause is, let's get the gang members out. Everybody agrees. But let's not innocent gay hairdressers get lumped up with the gangs. Is there any plan in place to alert the authorities that they've made a horrible mistake and correct it?
And honestly, that moment hit hard. It showed that even the most outspoken supporters can reach a point where they just can't stay quiet. But that's not all. Rogan's patience with Trump has been wearing thin for a while. Back in March, he slammed Trump for picking a fight with Canada. Yes, Canada. Rogan called it the dumbest fucking feud. Trump had suggested Canada should become the 51st U.S. state and even slapped them with tariffs.
And to be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It doesn't. We don't need anything they have.
Rogan wasn't amused. Why are we upset at Canada? This is stupid, he said, referring to 25% tariffs on both Canada and Mexico.
But I just want America and Canada to get along. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a good, as someone who's from Ann Arbor, Michigan, you know.
And I don't really think they should be our 51st state.
Fair point. On another episode, Rogan and comedian Ron White started riffing on the chaos they see in politics right now. Rogan joked that Trump's running the country between golf swings.
What is going on? Like, the whole world's mad at us. Trump's playing golf, and in between swings, he's on the phone with presidents of countries. Yeah. We're gonna need more money!
Yeah.
And then Rogan and White both laughed at the idea that people think there's some genius strategy behind it all.
Somebody told me the other day, like, is he playing checkers? Is he playing chess? He's playing golf.
He's playing golf. Like, what does that mean?
So now, even some of Trump's most vocal allies are starting to question whether the man they once backed is still holding true to the promises they believed in.